Hey friends, I am out here in the garden today. It is Sunday. I'm doing a project. I'm moving a big pile of branches and debris that I've built up over the last 7 or so years. It's just been my kind of junk pile in the garden. Um, it's a good home for wildlife. If you're my Facebook friend, you saw yesterday I found a big toad living in there, which is kind of crazy. I've never found a frog or a toad in my yard before. I don't have a pond or anything. But obviously the layers of branches and leaves and stuff just created a wet enough environment, because it does get hit with the sprinkler too for fire safety reasons. I make sure that my overhead sprinklers hit that area. Um, Anyways, it's time to move it. It's time to just kind of level it out, because I want to build an actual like composting structure there, like the 3-bin compost. So that's on my mind for a project coming up, and this was step 1. And then also I have piles of mulch in my driveway. They've been there for way too long. I just use them as I need them. I didn't have anywhere back here to put them, so my driveway is where they have sat, which doesn't really bother me, but doesn't look very good. And my dad is needing to move his trailer and boat here. So anyways, the piles of mulch have to go. So I am out here working on that this weekend, so that I can move the piles of mulch back here and maybe finally build a compost system. But I just sat down to take a little break, and I was looking around at how beautiful it is out here, and so I thought I would make a little video to say hi to you guys and to show you what's going on in the garden. So this is my view right here, sitting in the shade under the plum tree. I am, let's see, zoom out a little bit. It's always a little bit better. So I thought I would just show you guys what's going on. First things first, my pumpkin patch got nipped by the frost. 2 nights ago, Saturday morning, we got down to 39 degrees here at my house. And so it is starting to kill off the pumpkins. They are definitely the most sensitive plant. A couple other things took a light hit, but nothing too bad. I'll show you guys the project I'm working on back here though. So this is at the very back of my lot. This field back here is what I've talked about on other videos and stuff, that's going to be turned into a cul-de-sac housing development. So I'm going to have our house right here, the side of the house right here up against the back of my garden. I don't know when, but it's all official. It's all officially in the name of the company now. So anyways, this is what I'm working on. So there was a pile, probably about 5 feet tall, right here, of branches and debris. And so I've pulled out most of the big branches that weren't breaking down. But you can see, like, that's corn stalks from last year. I mean, it's all really good stuff. It's good organic material is the correct wording for that. So I'm just I'm pulling out the big stuff that's not breaking down, and then I'm leveling out the other stuff. You see, it's turning into soil, but it's still got branches and stuff in it. So many bugs. I feel horrible. I've been apologizing to them for 2 days for destroying their homes, especially the big beautiful spiders, who are my gardening pals. They help keep my garden free of the bad insects. And I did find one toad, which is crazy. And then other than that, I haven't seen anything. I was kind of worried there was going to be like, I was afraid there would be like baby rabbits or mice. I mean, obviously I know people hate mice, but they have their purpose, and I don't want to go destroy their home. So I was really glad to not come across too many of those things. And I think it'll work out well. So I'm going to put in like a 3 system compost bin at some point, but then the most immediate thing is I now have a space where I can bring my piles of mulch and get those all laid out and out of my driveway. So back to looking at the garden. Miko isn't here with me. He normally does not get to come to the garden, but he was being a good boy outside of the fence, and everything's already almost done in here, so he is living his best life. I don't know, what does he have? I hope it's a fruit and not an animal or bug. Living his best life, hanging out with me in here. Look at this, my marigolds, not magnolias. My marigolds inside of my asparagus patch are looking beautiful. My tomatoes are still coming along. Some of the plants are really struggling. I mentioned that in my last garden tour video, but we're still getting a little bit of a harvest, enough to at least snack on. And I have been freezing the big ones. I'm so excited that I've recently learned about freezing tomatoes whole, because my struggle has always been in the summertime or even the fall when everything is ready to be processed. The last thing I want to do is hang out in my kitchen all day and process food. I want to be outside. So I recently, Miko's getting into trouble. I recently saw online that you can freeze tomatoes whole and then take them out and process them later. So I'm giving that a try this year. Let's see where he went. He sounded like he was getting something. Miko, what did you get? What is it? I think it's cat poop. All right, so anyways, back to the garden tour. A lot of stuff is fading. A lot of this is weeds, but then I have little patches of good stuff. Look at those pretty flowers there. These are really pretty in bouquets. This is called Globe Amaranth. It's kind of dry, so it's really good in dried bouquets or regular bouquets. The dahlias are just looking amazing. Lots and lots of dahlias. Uh-oh, we have some dead bugs. It has gotten cold. Poor little guys. Winter's coming. So it's almost time for me to start thinking about getting seeds from my dahlias. So when the flowers fade, like this, then you're gonna get seeds in the middle. Let's see if I can find one. Ooh, this looks like, I bet. You guys wanna see some seeds? Can't get it off with one hand. Inside of here, see, it's not quite dry yet. So you actually wouldn't harvest this quite yet, but I'll just show you what the seeds look like. Maybe. No, it's not gonna work, it's too wet. I did water in here last night, so everything's wet. Oh, here's one. Okay. So here is a faded dahlia bloom, and the seeds are all of these little petals. Let's see if I can set this down somewhere and show you guys. Oh my gosh, Miko is going nuts. All right, don't be too crazy over here, Miko. My peppers still need to be harvested. Let's show you guys some dahlia seeds. Okay, so here is the spent dahlia. This is what the flower will look like after it has completely faded. And if you want to harvest seeds, you just take this off, and you can just throw this in a paper bag through the winter. You don't even have to like go through and clean it up or anything, but you do have to make sure that it has completely dried on the plant. If you harvest a flower bulb or flower seed head when it is not fully dried, the seeds won't have formed yet. But then within this one flower, each one of these little, each one of these, you see that little dark piece in the middle? That's a seed. And it's kind of stuck to this light papery thing because that's how they would fly in the wind. So that's Mother Nature's way of obviously giving it the ability to fly away. And so just here within this flower, within this one flower, I have this many seeds. Each one of those papery things has a seed connected to it. Isn't that amazing? Now obviously I'm so seed rich that I don't even care about this one flower, which is, I mean, dozens? Maybe 100? I don't know, I'm not really good at giving my best judgment count, but it's quite amazing. But the thing about dahlias is that they don't usually seed true. So there is a chance that this seed, if you planted it, it would not be the same color or same shape as the one that you took it from. Now, I'm kind of not sure how that is with the dahlias that I've started from seed. I know for a fact that's how it is with the tubers. If you buy a tuber in the store, so like at Fred Meyer or anything like that, you see the bags of dahlias and it looks like just like a potato root. Those are tubers, and you plant those, you're going to get the flower that you see on the bag. But if you collect seeds from that plant, it will not be the same one. I know that for a fact. But I've just started growing dahlias from seed. I bought a bunch of them from Floret Farms recently, last year, over the winter. And I am not sure if her process that she has gone through of making these dahlia seeds will make them seed true. So it's going to be interesting to see. This whole row here is from Floret Farms. So I started all of these from seed. So I might test it this year to see if sorry, got distracted by Miko, to see if these seed true or not. So I'll have to do some good documentation of what the flower looked like that I collect seeds from, and then really keep track of it to see if next year if it looks the same or not. Look at all those bees getting ready for the winter. So dahlias are still going strong. I'm letting my beans go here. They're looking so cool. I really love seeing them on the trellis. And as they dry, they make really cool seed pods. And then also, I just popped one open yesterday because I was curious what this bean looks like. Because you can also treat these like dried beans. Oh, shoot, we dropped it. Miko is doing his zoomies. Look how cool that bean is. So I could let all of these dry and then just take the pods off and put them in a bag, and as I'm bored over the winter, I can shell them and then soak them in water and cook them up like dried beans. Oh my goodness, Miko. Miko, come here. What are you doing? What are you so excited? Oh, you playing in water? I filled up the little kiddie pool yesterday because I wanted to give him a bath at some point today was my plan. And I wanted the water to warm up a little bit. I think he was just over there playing in it. He is just so excited to be here. I got little pumpkins growing on my trellis with a beautiful flower. This is a black-eyed Susan vine that I just put here on the trellis to add a little bit of pretty. Oh my goodness. He goes trekking through everything. I'm remembering why I don't bring him in the garden. Also got little squash pumpkin things going over here. I forget what these are. Got some cucumbers, little baby cucumbers, giving it their best shot. Lots of pretty flowers. I really love this amaranth. I feel like it just really makes the trellis be super beautiful. I'm gonna back up to show you guys what it looks like. I am so happy with this arch trellis way. Kind of drives me nuts though. It got kind of bent up at the top in transportation, and I've like literally hung myself, like reached up and grabbed the top and hung from it, thinking that my weight would straighten it out, and it hasn't. So that's kind of driving me nuts. Another project I have is to make that little vista view right there better. I want to get a better bench and maybe put something pretty up on the fence. It's a garden improvement project for down the road. But I'm loving the way it looks. Almost all of these sunflowers are volunteers. And then here is my other dahlia row. Dahlias and cosmos. The cosmos, I've started cutting them for bouquets, and they bloom so much more when you cut them, which is so hard to remind yourself or to believe when you go in and start cutting. But it really is true. And same with dahlias. The more you cut, the more they bloom. This one is a cafe au lait. Gorgeous. And the cafe au lait only had like 2 blooms on it when I started cutting. It's that one and that one over there. And now it's continuing to bloom because I've been cutting. I forget all of the names of these dahlias. There's tags down in the dirt, but I don't feel like digging around through the dirt and weeds right now. This one's really pretty. I think this one's called Seattle. And I know for sure this one's called Pooh, like Pooh Bear. You would think that I had a honeybee hive, but I don't. They just know where my yard is, or they've built their own hive nearby. I'm not sure which one it is. But I love them. I'm happy they're here. And I've even got wasps. But you know what? It is what it is. As long as they don't get aggressive with me. Which they do tend to get a little aggressive this time of year, but not so far today. And then my zinnia row, looking good. Oh, it looks like, ooh, they took a hit. My white ones have some brown on them from the frost. Oh, that's sad. I hadn't seen that yet. Oh, my perfect white zinnia. The frost is here. So zinnias are another one that are really easy to collect seeds from. So this is a spent flower. Just pinching that. And all of those are seeds. Awesome. Free plants, free flowers. This is a volunteer sunflower right here. It's huge. The sun's right there though, so I won't go too high up. Still getting some ripening tomatoes, although the plants look hideous. That's interesting. That looks like something took a bite of my flower. We don't like that. Let's see, my honeysuckle is bouncing back. My honeysuckle got hit really bad with aphids this spring. Excuse me. Like really bad. It looked horrible. I couldn't even handle looking at it. But now it looks great. The sun's kind of bright out here today, so I don't think everything looks as awesome on camera as it does in real life, but it's gorgeous. It's got a ton of new growth. The blooms are beautiful. I've been using them in bouquets. Opening up there. I should tell Donovan. He loves, oh, look at that beautiful spider. Hey friends, sorry for the abrupt change right there. I was making that video, I saw that really cool spider, and then my phone rang and I had to answer it. And then I got distracted doing other things, and now it is time for the 49ers game. So I'm shifting gears from gardening to watching football, and I completely forgot I was making a video. So I just wanted to come on here and say bye. I hope you enjoyed seeing what you were able to see of the garden, and I will talk to you guys later.